Hello to our viewers across New Zealand, Australia and the South Pacific. I'm Philip Duncan, thank you for joining us. We are tracking a tropical cyclone, other tropical depressions and a lot of high pressure in the New Zealand area coming up for the long weekend. Let's kick off with the animated wind map showing low pressure up here in the darker colours. I was thinking about this earlier on. Sometimes I get a bit of a creative mind, and I was thinking about how when you zoom out, it looks a little bit like the big high over New Zealanders wearing those hair curlers all sort of around it. Told you, very creative. But it's a very unusual sight to see all these sort of lows circling such a big high over the New Zealand area. And this is just a great example of why we're not getting rain, why northern New Zealand especially is turning into drought conditions. And that's because these big lows, I mean, that's an ex-cyclone Ana, that's Cyclone Lucus. They're not even a threat to the high pressure system that is smothering New Zealand at the moment, bringing truly summer weather. So as we go into Thursday, there isn't a great deal of change. The high is still pretty much here. It drops a little bit further south though, and that allows a windier nor'easter to come through. For Southland, that's a beautiful sunny day on the way. For coastal Canterbury, maybe a little cooler, a little bit windier near the beach. And in the North Island, there's an easterly wind kicking in. We talked about this the other day, saying that as this high drops further south and with all these lows around the north, easterly winds are likely, and we're already seeing those east to southeast winds coming into Hawke's Bay, just slightly cooler for you after those very hot windy westerlies that you had as we were going through the end of January. And around Australia, more storms and systems around there, pretty much rain falling in every part of Australia at certain times across the next week. As we go towards the end of the week, on Friday, we do have a few showers coming into the eastern side of the North Island. The winds are slightly cooler southeasterlies coming in through into Hawke's Bay. This is ex-cyclone Ana. So, you know, the modelling 2 weeks ago was saying that there was a cyclone coming down into the New Zealand area, and it was all about this high, depending on where that was going to go. And here we can see it in the map, bringing in proper showers and windy conditions to the Chatham Islands. It's really the squash zone. It's not a storm. It's simply low pressure, high pressure, and the halfway mark, that's a bit windy. So a few showers coming in, but mostly dry. As we go into Saturday, still a couple of showers lingering, but that system's falling apart. Cyclone Lucus falling apart. It won't be a cyclone anymore, we don't think, by then. More lows and rainmakers around Australia. Another one down here near Hobart, full of northerly winds coming through, so it's warm, humid weather over on their side. Again though, in New Zealand, light winds, a slight nor'easter down the Canterbury coastline, and a bit of an easterly going up into Hawke's Bay with a couple of showers. Sunday's a dry day, but those winds are still the same. We've still got the nor'easters coming down through Canterbury. You've still got a light easterly at the top of New Zealand, but it is dry and calm as rainmakers continue around Aussie with an ex-cyclone coming into Perth with some rain and wind for you. And the final map for Waitangi Day Monday shows New Zealand's fairly dry. We've got a couple of showers around northern areas. We've got a bit of a nor'wester now picking up again through Cook Strait, a little bit windy in that area. The rain out at sea is still out at sea, but the warm, humid northerlies are kicking in. So next week, we're going to finally feel like it's La Nina, even though there's not much rain in the forecast, just that humid airflow. And there's a low up here near Fiji, another one over here in the Gulf of Carpentaria. Both could become tropical cyclones. We're entering now the peak of the cyclone season. Regardless of La Nina, this is the time of year we get a lot of things bubbling up to the north usually. So keep watching. We'll be back again on Thursday with our next update. We'll see you then.